podcast, where we talk about all things God, faith, and purpose. I'm your host, Rachel Penn and Jennifer Gilbert, here to remind you that confidence begins with confidence. Get ready for real conversations, powerful testimonies, and encouragement to help you walk boldly in your calling. Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Not the Taco Tuesday. Not the Taco Tuesday.
It's Talk About It Tuesday.
We'll talk about it Tuesday. Guys, we have a serious subject today. Usually we love to talk about the goodness of God, but it's about to be the holidays. And so we decided we're going to hit a well-needed topic. And it's about breaking the silence of suicide. Okay. Did y'all hear my introduction? My introduction introduced me, Biblical Coach Pens, introduced Dr. Gilbert. So that's why they introduced us in the beginning. So I don't want no shade in the comments. Like, y'all didn't even introduce y'all. I did it in the beginning, okay? Did y'all hear it? Fix your face, Jennifer. I synced it.
I'm a child of the king. That's all they need to know. I'm going to say that with my whole chest.
With my whole chest.
No introduction needed. Just know I love the Lord.
Period. Hey, Haiti Biggs 5. Good to see you today. Child, I probably tore that up. I do be tearing up stuff.
You do.
I do. Today's topic is not an easy one, but it is one that we must talk about. We're talking about suicide and depression. I know that I know that just hearing these words make you feel sick inside, make you want to tune off, but please don't. But I want to remind you that we got to start, and that you're not alone, and that there is hope. And usually, y'all know I do not read stuff. I talk to y'all straight from my heart, but I really wanted to make sure we didn't miss any topics today. I didn't want to miss anything. And so a lot of stuff I'm going to read. I'm going to read it because I don't want to miss anything. Talking about this doesn't cause suicide. It actually helps and prevents suicide. We're going to talk to y'all about different topics today. We're going to talk to you about what depression looks like, the common warning signs of people who have suicide, breaking the stigma. We're going to talk to you about depression and faith. People like, oh, you couldn't have been a child of God if you commit suicide. You can be a child of God if you have depression. The lies, okay? Hope and healing is possible. How to help people who are struggling with suicidal thoughts. How to help people who are struggling with depression. Self-care and spiritual nourishment. Testimonies and stories about survival, and resources and call to actions. We're going to cover all that in 1 hour. You ready, Jennifer? Look at her face. All right, Dr. Jennifer. Yes. What does depression look like?
Depression looks like you and I right now.
Come on now. Come on.
Like, many people want to characterize depression as a woe is me type thing. And it's everything but, because you have to learn some people, such as myself, can function normally and be completely depressed. So like good. When I'm around people, I'm like, and then as soon as they leave, it's like the lights go out.
So good.
And I'm just there. And is that my phone?
Y'all, that is so good. Yeah. It's a comedian. Hey, Nicole, it's the comedian was saying the funniest people be the most depressed people. The most people pleasers be the most depressed people. That is so good. The second thing we was going to talk about, third thing was common warning signs of suicide. If you notice people pulling away when they usually don't, giving away things that matter to them. Bless you. Suddenly seeming at peace after weeks of being in pain. Don't ignore that. Like, all of a sudden, I was stressed out, and then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? Life's so great. It's so much better for me now. You're like, for real? Yeah, I'm feeling so much better about this. You know, I'm going to start cleaning up and decluttering. You know, I want you to have this because I love you and I care for you, right? Those can be warning signs, okay? Yeah, I started to declutter too, right? But you got to be careful because wait a minute, you know, sometimes that peace isn't healing, okay? Also check. Sometimes you notice struggling. I don't know what I wrote that down. Look, I
Mhm.
don't even know. I wrote that. I typed that up.
You said
Um.
peace isn't healing, it's resignation.
Oh, thank you, boo, because I didn't know what I said.
Yeah. And that's like an emotional resigning, like checking
So
out.
good. It's
That's what
just
we call it. Yeah. I'm
it's
good.
that's so good.
Don't matter. I'm good. Because I ain't gonna be
Uh,
here much longer anyway. Like, and I want people to I want to say this as a disclaimer. Yes, I'm a minister and all this, and suicide is very, very close to me. Like my makeup artist, God rest his soul, just um committed suicide in January. And we just celebrated his birthday in August. So if you see me kind of not making light of it, but this is my way of coping. Because what we want to do is make sure that when she and I leave this podcast, is and not negating you, but I live alone. I am alone. And I know I have people that I can call and things like that, but I have to do what's best for me in my mental health so that I can
Mental health
bless
is so
others, because
important.
sometimes we bless people so much that we're left empty. And so that's
Oh,
why. So if you see me cracking jokes, it's not that I'm making light of it, it's that I'm trying to cope, if you would. Okay, go
that
ahead.
is so good. Guys, sometimes we get upset or we be bothered because people don't respond how we think they should respond during trauma or when something happened, when that is literally how that's their best way. That's the way that they know how to
Mm-hmm.
handle that. I laugh. I'm
Yeah,
either an extreme crybaby or I just like how they say the psycho before the laugh, the
yeah,
psycho before the break. Like
yeah,
literally, like like
yeah.
like so you gotta realize that you don't really know how you respond with trauma. And
Mm-hmm.
you can't expect somebody else to know either. So
Right.
it's so important to watch the signs. Breaking the stigma.
Mm-hmm.
Well, give us how can we break the stigma?
Um, Breaking the stigma is the number one thing is educating yourself
So good.
and realizing that there is no one sign. There is
So
no
good.
one wonder. Like there is not a checklist or a checkbox. Oh, okay, now they're doing that. Oh, no, now they're doing that. Because everybody is different. You know what I mean? Like I had just talked to my makeup artist. Like we had an amazing time, and who would have ever thought that that would be the last time that I talked to him or that I saw him? Like, I never would have thought, like, how did this happen? You know what I mean? Like, I nobody could make me believe it. It was just, it was unreal. And there are other people that I know, again, there is no checklist. You just, so you have to, first of all, acknowledge the stigma, and then after you acknowledge the stigma, then you educate yourself on how to overcome it.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. When she was talking, I wrote down children. Hey Amber, I think it is so important that we also pay attention to the signs in children. It
Mm,
makes me remember go back when that little girl hung herself in her closet
mm-hmm,
because she was getting bullied at school. And so it is so important that we pay attention to the signs in our kids when
mm-hmm,
they are quieter, when they usually are talkative, or when they usually eat and they're not eating.
yeah.
When they're very smart kids and now their grades are slipping.
Mm-hmm,
It's so important to pay attention.
yeah.
Depression and faith. Um, Now this one was good. It says even believers have struggled with deep despair. Elijah asked
Mm-hmm,
God to take his life.
mm-hmm,
So for
yeah.
those people who are Bible readers, it says
Uncomfortable.
Elijah asked God to take his life.
Mm-hmm,
Job said, curse the day that he was born.
mm-hmm,
David cried, how long, Lord,
mm-hmm,
will you forget me?
yeah.
Yet God didn't turn away from them. And so I wanted to really emphasize on that because I want you to know that if you feel yourself in a dark place, because sometimes people make us feel like we're unworthy because we
Mhm.
had those thoughts.
Yeah.
God's not going to forgive us because we have those thoughts. These are people in apple of God's eyes.
Mhm.
He still
Mhm.
used them. And
Yeah.
so if you ever thought about that, you're embarrassment to so many, especially youth. I don't know why I
Right.
thought you about that, you know? And so I just wanted y'all to know that depression and faith do go together. It
Yeah.
does. It
Yeah.
doesn't make you less faithful. It doesn't make you have less faith because you are dealing with depression. It
Yeah.
doesn't make
You're
you
not any less honorable.
you're
Right.
not any less so good. So
Mhm.
good. Anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, I was my sister Nicole Harrington, her son, God rest his soul, I think she'd be okay with me sharing it. He died to suicide as well.
Oh no.
And she's a whole preacher. I said a
Oh,
whole preacher, like he can be a half of one. But anyway,
okay.
but like, she's a whole preacher, and she was vital to me getting beyond the pained point. Not
Mm-hmm.
the painful, but the pained point. There's a difference between painful, because that means it disintegrates, it goes away.
Mm-hmm.
You take 2 aspirin and call me in the morning. But when you are in a pained place, that's a
Come on.
condition.
Come
That's
on.
a place that you can't just shake off. And so she understood when I was like, forget God. You know what I'm saying? I done worshiped him, I done praised him, I done preached, I done sang, I done did it, did it, did it, did it. And this man was an honorable man, and he did it. I mean, I was just going off. And she never said a word. She just let me get it out. And
So good.
I didn't care. Um, and I say this with all humility, I didn't care how God felt at that point.
Right.
I wasn't even trying to hear God, because I was saying, if you're so loving, and if you're so this, and if you're so that, then how did you let this happen? Because I know people who have shot themselves and they lived. I know people who have taken bottles and bottles of pills and they lived. So why not him? You know what I mean? And
Right.
so it was, that blow was in direct correlation to my faith. And
Wow.
even though I felt faithless at that
Right.
time, it took my faith to bring me through. And when I would say crazy stuff like, yeah, I can't say it on air, but forget God, but not the forget part, like, that's how raw and real that was for me. And she never judged me. She never said anything, because she had been there. And there's a difference between people who have experienced it, especially that close, versus people who just know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, if that makes sense.
Ooh, it does make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um, so the next question is, and because I want to say something before you answer it.
Hmm.
Is hope and healing? Is hope and healing possible? And so y'all can't see it, TikTok, but in the comments, this is really deep in the comments. In the comments, it says that a mother heard her son say, "Please, God, forgive me," and then he shot himself in his mouth, and he
Hmm.
did not survive.
Hmm.
That is definitely traumatizing. And then Nicole, who she's talking about, Pastor, you say Pastor Nicole, right?
Hmm.
Um, she's on here, and her child. And I'm saying all that to say that if they are on here and they are willing to talk about it, then that must mean that there has to be hope and
Hmm.
healing. That means it is possible.
Hmm.
When we're first in something, it just seems so impossible
Hmm.
to go through something. It seems so devastating. And I feel like before she even say what she's gonna say, because when I tell you this question is for her, and she's gonna give it to you because she said something that was so good. It's different between people who look on the outside, because I'm the outside looking in.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna talk about it from the outside. And I'm gonna talk about it from the suicidal point side. So many when in my life when I felt suicidal, it was from the point of I just don't know what else I can do at this point.
Mhm.
It's when you get to the point in life when you've done so much and you're
Mhm.
like, I keep trying. When I was going through my divorce with 4 children, and I'm like, I done lived my whole life. I got these 4 children that I birthed. I done got
Mhm.
me a house. I got the American dream. And now I am about to go through a divorce. I don't want to do it. I don't
Right.
want to struggle. I
Mhm.
don't have, I'm not on food stamps. I'm not on any type of housing. I'm in a 2 home marriage. I'm living a life that I want to live, and I got to do this by myself. I don't want to do it. And
Mhm.
it's in what it says, the hopelessness,
Mhm.
and you feel the hopelessness. And I feel like that's where a lot of people, when they decide to take their life, is because they don't feel that there's any hope left. And I want y'all to
Mhm.
know that, guess
Mhm.
what? There is so many people that was like me, who was like, man, I'm looking at here and I don't see no hope. Like, I'm looking at my
Mhm.
life right now and I'm not seeing no hope right now. Like, I'm looking at these
Mhm.
babies and I'm looking at one income. I'm looking at these babies and I'm looking at this house. I'm looking at these babies. I'm looking at these bills. I'm looking at these babies and I'm like, I don't see the hope. But I want y'all to
Mhm.
understand that 20 something, 27-year old who looked and didn't have any hope in me is now 51.
Mhm.
51. And I wouldn't
Mhm.
have never seen my babies grow up if I would have gave up on the hope that I
Mhm.
could have made it. And I
Right.
made it. And I
Mhm.
did make it. And I want you to know that if you're facing a divorce, you will and you can make it. Even though
Mhm.
it doesn't, I'm not telling you it was easy. It was not raising four, and I had to say out the mud because I had God with me, but it was not easy with four
Mhm.
children. And he was like, I'm not paying child support. I'm not gonna help you. You want a divorce, do it yourself. It
Mhm.
wasn't easy. It's
Yeah.
not easy having 4 children by yourself. It's not easy working with 4 kids. It's not easy having a son who has
Mhm.
sickle cell disease that's in and out the hospital. It's not easy. And I want to stress that so hard because I don't want anybody to listen to us and be like, oh, Dr. Jennifer, you
Mhm.
know, she's
Mhm.
Dr. Jennifer,
Mhm.
she has comedy shows, and she has her own business, and she's an educator, oh, you
Mhm.
talking about Nicole, the pastor. No, I want you to
Mhm.
see us as people.
Mhm.
I want you to see, before you look at the titles, before you look at the daycare that I own for 13 years, before you look at the books that I've written on Amazon, before you look at the biblical coaching, before you look at everything else, I want you to know that I am a person first. I
Mhm.
am a person first.
Right.
And so everything that we talk to you about, we talk to you because we was one to you. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Mom.
Yeah.
Hope and healing.
Mhm.
Is that possible, and how?
I think.
Hold up. Nicole just said something. I got to repeat it. Nicole said,
Mhm.
grief do not care about no titles.
Mhm.
Amen.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead, sis.
Absolutely. And then another thing that she had said, she said that there is hope, but healing is ongoing. Some days you feel hope, but not whole, and the goal is to feel whole again.
Ooh,
And so here is my comment,
so good.
comma, my extra to what she just said, because that's what we do.
Come
We
on.
like finish each other's statement.
Let's go.
Is how do you and I guess it's a rhetorical question, right?
Come on.
Um, for me, ever since my mother passed when I was 18 years old, and I'm 50 now, every time death hits my door, I
Ooh,
crumble. I don't
me
care
the
how
same.
much I be thinking I'm prepared, and like it doesn't hit me well. Well, for me, this year, when Andre took his life in January,
Mm-hmm.
um, there were two to three people that I had. It was Nicole, it was my photographer, her name was Alicia, and then there was Shane. And less than 30 days later, Alicia died. And hers was like natural causes. Like she had a blood clot in her lung that when she went to sleep, she didn't wake up. And it was like every time I feel like I'm healed,
Come on. Come
death
on. Come
comes
on.
again and it like rips it open with no anesthesia. And so like when she was saying the goal is to feel whole again. But I have to ask, is that even possible? Because how can you be whole with a piece of you missing?
Come on. Come on.
Like that's the reality of it. I mean, it sounds good. The goal
Right.
is to be whole again. But how is that possible? Or
Come
is
on.
it even really possible? Like, I know her and I know how, she goes day to day with her, with her the loss of her son, and that was in 2008. That was what, 17 years ago or whatever. Um but I can just only imagine if one of
Only
my kids died. I don't care how it was, what they played in traffic or whatever. I don't ever see myself ever being whole again, because that's a piece of you
come on.
that's
Come on.
missing.
Come on.
Like the death of your parent is something that you never get over. Like, I don't care what you say. I don't care how many gods you know. It you just never get over it. Mother's Day comes, it's like it's a rip open. You know what I'm saying? And their birthday comes, it's a rip open. The anniversary of their death comes, it's a rip open. And so, yes, there is hope. But the like she said, healing is just, it's an ongoing thing, because it's like every time I feel like I'm over it, then something else happens.
I'm looking for something. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. I
Yeah.
understand, and I see
Mhm.
that. Nicole says she buried 3 children.
Mhm.
Amber said that somebody had got electrocuted who she was close to. When I tell y'all, this is a topic, but we're not gonna leave here depressed though. That
Mhm.
we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about this, and we're gonna air all this out. But I'm going.
Mhm.
To, that's why I started looking for. We're gonna end this with some affirmations, because we're not gonna leave here we're not gonna leave here injured. We're
Right.
not, okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
But we have to talk about it.
Right.
These are the things that we got to talk about, because there's a lot of people who are about to have Thanksgiving by
Mhm.
themselves. There's a lot of people that's about to be out from work, holidays by themselves. And so we have to keep that in mind when we're
Yeah.
talking to people and how we treat people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff just literally going on in the world that's already affecting people anyway. And so
Right.
all those reasons, if you are a Christian, if you watching this, we're called confidence women, confidence
Mhm.
men. If you are a child of God, I want you to use that mouth of yours and to be peaceful,
Right.
to speak in peace and be gentle.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
next question is how to help someone who is struggling. Okay, if someone a loved one is off, don't wait for them to ask for help. I ain't even finna read this. How do you help somebody who's struggling? I am naturally it's naturally in me to reach out and be
Mhm.
like, hey, Jennifer, just reaching out, how you doing? I make
Mhm.
videos all the time and I send them to y'all. It just says
Mhm.
something like, just let you know that I'm thinking about you. I send it off to 15, 20 people who ever come in my head. I just send it off to them. It hurts you none to
Mhm.
just go through your phone and send something off to people. Hey, thought about you. Hey, you was on my mind. Hey, A, B, and C. Um,
Mhm.
I am that type of person because my saying in my group is we are being the people that we want to see in the world.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you are feeling sad or lonely, then take that sad and loneliness and be something to somebody else.
Mhm. Yeah.
Be what you want to see in the world to somebody else.
Yeah.
Or be it to yourself. Because I'm gonna be
Right.
honest with you, when you start loving on you, when you start loving on you, let me
Yeah.
tell y'all a story, y'all. Jennifer,
Mhm.
she told y'all that she lost her assistant, okay? And I could tell she was depressed. So I said, we're gonna go float. And she told me, what is that? We're gonna go float. Guys, she was so scared.
It's like, I love her, but I ain't trying to go be with her.
But
Yeah. Nah. No.
I knew she would enjoy it if she would just relax. But she was so scared. I was like, let go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really did. But she did let go.
Mhm.
Now, honestly, did you enjoy it?
addicted to it now. Now I be wanting to float. I be in the bathtub like, come on, float, girl. And then I realize there's no room. There's
There's
no
no
room in
room.
the end. But I'm gonna be floating though. I'm just saying. Now I'll be
You got
like every hotel I go to, you got a pool? Do y'all
you
got
got a
floaties?
pool because I'm floating. Guys, let me tell y'all something that it feels so amazing.
Mhm.
Go on Amazon or wherever and get a float that's bigger than you. Get a float, okay? Blow it up and get in some water and just float. Get a float that's big enough that you can put a drink in a holder and you can put a book in it that doesn't get wet. And when I tell you, and I also bring something that, excuse me, to put music on it. And when I tell you I love to float, it is so relaxing for me. And
Mhm.
I had Jennifer do that. And once she relaxed, she enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I love find something. And so the answer to the question is because I didn't get off task, I'm sure. I'm sure I didn't get off
Mhm.
task. The answer was look, I'm trying to find it.
How
The
to help
question was
someone who's
how to
struggling.
help someone
Mhm.
who's struggling. You help
Mhm.
somebody who's struggling by doing something that you love. Be to
Mhm.
somebody what you want somebody to be to you. I will
Yeah.
randomly go and buy flowers. Just go and buy roses and give them to people. I will
Hmm.
randomly Cosmo, let's go do lunch. So that's my answer. Okay,
I ain't
self-care.
never get
I
no
should have got this
flowers,
because
but
baby, I
whatever.
love me some self-care. All right, Jennifer, that's your question. Self-care and spiritual nourishment. What you got?
Well, I'll be waiting for you to buy me flowers, but I guess that ain't gonna happen. But anyway, I guess I have to go buy my own flowers. Anywho, um, self care and spiritual nourishment, even in my darkest state, um, you have to remember. I want to go back before
Okay.
I answer
Go
that
back.
because
Let's
the Holy
go.
Spirit's taking me back. Your question is how to help someone who's struggling.
Yes.
And there is a 70% increase in the suicide rate during the months of October to
October.
January.
It is.
For singles, it's October through March,
Oh
right?
wow. Didn't know that. Okay.
And so that's a long time. But my heart really goes out. I remember we were both single mothers, right? And
Mm-hmm.
there was a time that I was, on food stamps and all of the things or whatever, when I was in college and all of that stuff. But I think like my heart and my mind is going 99 miles per hour right now
Mm-hmm.
because I'm putting myself in the position of the people who are losing their
Girl,
benefits next
girl.
month.
Come on.
And it takes me to the times when I was homeless. You know what I mean? But I couldn't tell my kids we was homeless. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would just be like, "Oh, we about to go on the greatest vacation ever. We're gonna go to Galveston Beach, and we're just gonna hang out at the beach." They had no clue we ain't had nowhere to go.
Okay. No facts.
You know what I mean? But my heart goes out to those single parents or those elderly who are really like this is adding a whole nother level of struggle to the struggle, if that makes sense. And
So
so how to help someone struggle? First, you have to acknowledge that they are struggling,
come on.
even if they don't tell you that they're struggling.
So good.
Like
So good.
I never told you. I'm not close to a lot of people, but you have to be very close to me to know when I'm struggling. And when I say struggling, I mean like mentally,
Right.
because I'm such a clairvoyant person. Like you would never know. I could be one of those people that's contemplating suicide and have done it before and nobody ever knew. I would leave off the stage ministering to people, leave
Right.
out of the pulpit preaching to people, and go home and be like, you know what, I'm over this. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So the first thing is recognizing their struggle and then making up in your mind that you're going to help them to get out of the struggle. But you can't help the struggle if you struggling too,
So good.
because that's what you call trauma bonding. And so now we get together and we share woe is me stories. And who, well, you got 2 tickets. Well, I got 10 tickets before, and then it becomes this this suffering match. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you had two husbands, girl, I had 10, and all of them be like,
Girl,
we have to be
your husband
so
beat you like my
careful.
husband beat me though.
See, yours just talk crazy. Girl, mine pushed me down the stairs. Well, mine pushed me down the stairs and made me play in traffic. Like, and this
Girl.
stuff really, really happens. You know what I
Right.
mean? So we have to be able to use the discernment of the Holy Ghost first of all. Because
Come on.
sometimes, and I know this is going to be hard and it's probably going to be all in the comments, sometimes it's not for you, it's not your assignment to assist somebody in the struggle.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. You have to use
We
your
have to, that's
discernment
why
to know who to
discernment is
help.
so important, because sometimes God, look at us, God used our struggle to get us to where we are today. Had
Come on.
somebody became a bailout system for us, we may not be where we are today. If somebody came to my rescue
I
every
want
time I
I
was
want
like,
the
oh,
bailout.
it's over.
I wanted the bailout though.
Yeah, I did too, but it didn't happen. And then
I
I tried to create my own bailout system
I
and
just
found
want
myself in more hell than I was when I wasn't bailed out. So then I had to bail out again. How you bail out of the bailout situation? Oh, that'll put
okay.
you
I'm
in
trying
there.
to bail out. I love it.
Yeah,
Thank you for piggyback and getting that because that was so good.
yeah.
Um, okay, so self-care and spiritual nourishment.
Hmm. Feeding yourself. Be
Hmm.
careful what you feed yourself.
So good.
If you feed yourself the woe is me, then you're gonna produce the woe is me.
So good.
If you feed yourself the word of God, and watch this, it doesn't even always have to be the word of God. Sometimes it could just be affirmations like what you said. Just saying something
Come on.
positive to myself. Girl, I might be a size 27, but baby, these thighs is popping. Okay,
Thank you.
like whatever it is, you have to practice. And this was something I'm not gonna put it on nobody else. I had to practice loving on myself in whatever state I'm in. Paul
Come
said,
on.
in whatever state I'm in, therein will I be content, which means
Come on.
I'm going to find a goodness in the God in me in whatever state I'm in. I
Come
got
on.
high blood pressure. Well, it ain't as high as yours. I mean, whatever it is, we got to find it. And so we have to nourish ourselves. And that comes with taking care of ourselves in every way, spiritually, naturally, physically, all of the things. Like you gotta check in on you, because you can't help nobody if you ain't helping you first.
Cannot. What they say on the plane, you gotta
Mhm.
give yourself the mask.
First.
That part. I love
Yeah.
that. Psalms 34 and 18 says, The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. And
Mhm.
Isaiah 41 and 10 says, Fear not that I am with you. Guys, I am so into words. I am so into words. I am such a believer. I keep words, like I was looking for my journal. It must be upstairs. I was in my craft room earlier. Guys, I keep words. I keep words everywhere. Words is a weapon for me. Why? Because I used to be a cusser and a fighter, and words are quick in my head. I write books. I've written 11 books. I got like 5 books on Amazon, right?
Mhm.
So I'm quick with the words, right?
Mhm.
But if I want to change the words that's in my head, I got to change the words that I put in my head. And so
That's good.
I am a lover of words. And so I was trying to really find the ones that I read out of my other book, and I don't.
I love words so much. I be making up words. And you can't tell me that they ain't real words. Like I made up this word the other day. I don't know if it's a
Give
real
it
word.
to us. Give it to us.
It's called numbnicity.
Okay.
Okay, so
How you
what do I
use it?
mean? It's like, when you're not sad, but you're not happy, but you know something is wrong, but you can't really put
Ma'am,
your finger on it.
positive words.
And like, no, I don't know if that's a positive word or not. I
It's
didn't
not a
I didn't
positive
get to the
word.
definition of it. I was just I
I
was
know what it is.
doing I was doing a service announcement, and I was like, I'm good. I mean, I guess I'm just in a state of numbnicity. Girl, you can tell me that wasn't no real word. You cannot to this day tell me that that's numbnicity. If I got to go write it in my own dictionary, I will, because it describes me perfectly in that moment. Ain't nothing wrong. I just don't feel like talking to you. Like I am numb. Numb. And sometimes it takes for me. Sometimes it takes me going numb. for me to cope and
Mhm.
process. Because
I
oftentimes
believe that. I
it's
believe that.
it's not just suicide in and of itself.
Come on.
If you had an opportunity to talk to somebody who committed successfully committed suicide, right? Of course, we know
Mhm.
we never talk to them again, right?
Mm.
But if you ask them like, why did you do it? They're not going to name one thing.
They're not.
It's going to be a culmination of things.
Mhm.
And so my way of coping, I have this thing where I just kind of shut down. And
Mhm.
it's not a bad shutdown, but it's like a, okay, now I can't take, keep on poking the bear, like the old people say. Poke the bear one more time. I promise you, you know what I mean? And so I go into my place of numbnicity to where I be like, I'm good. Just don't say nothing to me right now.
So
Let
good.
me
So
process
good.
how I feel. And then I'm going to get back to you. And I make sure in that state that I never make any decisions,
It's so
that I
good.
don't ever make any commitments. I don't do anything. This past weekend was one from this was the first weekend that I have been home in months. The like nothing planned and all of the thing, like literally could just stay home. And I had so much that I had to deal with that I couldn't deal with when I was on the road, that I
Come
had
on.
to go to my place of numbnicity in order for me to process and be like, okay, boom, let's take on this week.
Let's take on this week.
Numbnicity. Tell
So
me that's not a word. Girl, don't tell me that
it's
ain't a word
it's
because I
it's a
will
word,
fight
but
you.
it's I
Okay.
I I, I know. I believe it. I'm scared. I believe that it'll be a fight up in there. Okay, so
See, Nicole
Nicole
said
said,
sometimes it takes going numb to reset. It is a
I was just
state
about
of
to say,
zero.
I love that, Nicole. That is so good. Um, the next one, I wish Nicole could was on here today. It says testimonies and stories of survival. Guys, you already heard me read the comments of Amber. You heard us read the comments of Nicole. Um, you heard me share my story of survival when I had my suicidal thought. And I'm just gonna say, well, I want to say this first. Well, I must go ahead and finish what I was about to say first. It is so important what she just said. When you're feeling some type of way,
Mhm.
to not make decisions, when life have put you at a place, regardless of what it is, going through a divorce, your children, your job, your finances, your own health, what a death, whatever it is, have put you at a place to where you like, I can't, I have no hope, I have nothing.
Mhm.
Stop. If you want to
Mhm.
make up a word that sounds great and amazing,
Numbnicity. I'm
numbnicity.
telling you. Don't tell me that that's not numbnicity. I'm gonna use this. This is my last plea for numbnicity to
we
be
we
added to the
we to
dictionary.
add numbnicity to the
Numbnicity.
to the
Like,
to the Webster
and listen, at
dictionary.
my job,
We
we are I'm currently at a junior high, right?
I
Never
can't.
mess with junior high. I didn't even like my own kids when they was teenagers. Why I went to work with I don't know. But nevertheless, right? There's so much going on at school, and like, I'm used to dealing with little snotty nose kids where you just go get a Kleenex, clean your nose, and go about your business. But now we got individuals who are forming into, they don't know if they want to be independent or dependent. They don't know if they want to be grown or not, and all of the things. And then you got administration, and then you got all of the things, and coworkers, and everybody just acting crazy. I literally, like, for about 2 or 3 weeks, I literally would come home every day with a headache. I would be like, oh my God, if somebody just say hello, I'm gonna cuss them out. Like, I just
Not
don't
not not not
stop
cuss
breathing in this direction. Don't breathe. So I literally had to go to a place in my head of numbnicity. So every day when I went to work, I just stayed in my numb state.
Mm,
And I was able, watch this, I was able to encounter all of the spirits that I had to encounter because I wasn't in and of my own self. You see what I'm saying? If I
that's
take
good.
my
That's good.
emotions and my intellect and my feelings and my this and my that, and then I add it to the hundred and something kids that I deal with every day, that is straight overload.
That's
That
good.
is like
I get it. Right.
emotional suicide, right? But if you go in there and I empty out my bowl, I empty out my
Right.
plate, I go to my place of what's the word? What's the word?
Missing
Numbnicity. If I
numbness.
go to that place, it made it more culpable. That's a new word. Culpable. Girl, I'm on it tonight. You hear me? Numbnicity, culpable. Baby, don't tell me I'm not a walking Webster.
Hey,
Don't do
Shelly, we're glad to see you tonight. And yes, Nicole, we're gonna use it. Numbnicity
it. Numbnicity and culpable.
and culpable.
Life
Okay,
is culpable
it's
when you
culpable
go
right
to
now.
a place of numbnicity. Oh my God.
Before we get on resources and actions, tomorrow. Oh Lord, I didn't lock myself out again. Hold on. Tomorrow, tomorrow at 7 p.m. I will only be on Zoom because I'm going to have music playing. And I don't want to be banned from my Facebook group or Facebook. I think I can play music on TikTok, but I'm not for sure. So I'm not going to be on TikTok. I'm only going to be in Zoom. So if you want to attend, it's going to be in Zoom. And we're going to have a release party. What is a release party? We're going to release all the stress. And if anybody been to any of my release parties before, this is going to be a little bit different because it's not going to be in person. So you're going to have to collect your stuff. Okay. And what are you going to collect? I'm going to have balloons. I'm going to have balloons and darts. So if you have balloons and darts, you're going to have balloons. You're going to have darts. You're going to have a marker, and you're going to get the boards, the student boards. What's the boards called?
Tripos?
A
Oh,
poster board,
poster board.
the
Okay.
boards with the 4 posts, the science boards, and
Okay.
when we get and bring it to the live. If you like, oh, Rachel, that's too much. That's okay. Calm down. If you don't want to do balloons and you don't have the darts, that's okay. Calm down. You're
Okay.
gonna get you some paper. You're gonna get you a marker, and you'll get you some scissors. Some people like, I need to hit the shredder. You're gonna get you some paper, marker, and get your shredder. For those of you who stay in the country and you can do a fire pit, you can do a fire. You're gonna do your paper, a marker, and we're gonna go to fire pit. We're gonna burn it. A release party is we're gonna write down all those things that you need to release. Okay, we're gonna start off with music. We're gonna do some scriptures. We're gonna write the stuff down, and once you write it down, I'm gonna be start doing it. Whoop, popping them things, popping them things, popping them things. For those who don't have no darts, you're gonna start burning it. And while we burning it, we're gonna be singing hallelujah and praising to the Lord. And when we get done, we're gonna look at Jennifer face. I do this all the time. I used to do it.
I just need you to not sound ghetto while you talking about
I
it.
be
Like
so
you sound
ghetto.
so hood right
I
now.
be
Like
so good
we
when
gonna
I
be
do
popping
it.
them things and popping them things. Girl,
I
that
be
don't even
so
sound like the
hood,
voice. That
okay?
sounds.
Because I gotta release and let
I'm
this
going
stress
back to the
go. Do
numbnicity
you
in my
know how
head.
I am 50 years, 51 years old and haven't went to prison? Because I be releasing stuff. I
Oh,
gotta
baby.
release and let stuff go. Okay? Because if I don't release and let stuff go, I might have been in jail by now. Okay? And so
What
my
was the
birthday
sound
is in
again?
November.
What
And
was that
so
sound again? Do it again.
my birthday is coming up, and I got a few things on my chest that I need to just release, y'all. And I'm like, I can't. Let me tell you, I honestly was going to schedule one. I really was, because I feel like Jennifer needed one. I was like, I'm gonna schedule all my girls together. We're gonna go to the beach and we're gonna do it. And I was like, I can't even schedule it. Like, I gotta do it this week. Like, I gotta do it like yesterday. Like, I
Yeah.
got some stuff on my chest that I need to release that's so I can enjoy my birthday. I got some stuff on my chest that I need to release so that somebody don't get released. Okay. They don't get baptized in the name of the Holy Spirit, the Son. No, but seriously, guys, it's really good. If you find yourself getting angry at stuff too fast, if you find yourself repeatedly saying the same thing, if you find yourself continually crying over the same thing, and I'm gonna give you a better example. Let's say you broke up with somebody last year. You shouldn't still be crying from last year. Your demeanor about that breakup is supposed to be different, baby. Because at this point, it should be like we broke up, but baby, let me tell you what he missing. Like the demeanor of the breakup should be different. But if you still find yourself in a woe is me, it's time to release that thing. If you have a financial situation where you still financially in a bondage for whatever reason and you still stuck, it's time for you to release the bondage. Whatever that is that's keeping you bondage, let's release that thing. If you still mad at your mom and your daddy for something, let's release that thing. Anything that you feel that's causing you to move forward in your life, it's time to release it. And that's what the release party is for. I see you on Zoom. I'm not putting the Zoom on, and I'm not putting the Zoom, and I'm not letting you in late.
Oh,
You're not coming in late because you're not gonna mess up the flow. No, once we get started, once we get to releasing and we get going, you're gonna have to go to the next one. You're not messing up the flow. I'm just being honest.
so
Those who
you
know
just
me,
got to
y'all
stay in
already
your
know.
numbnicity till the next release party.
The numbnicity until the next one occur. All right, guys, resources and call of action. If you know someone who is having any suicidal thoughts, um, they have the 988 number that they can text. What else they have? Do you know? I think I wrote something
That's
else.
the biggest one that you can get through. Of course they have, therapist. I can never say that word right. And things of that nature. Reach out for help. There's resources all around. Did you know that if you go to a hospital and you tell, like, for real, like, they back in the day we used to call them safe places. I don't know if they still call them that, where you could like take a baby if you didn't want the baby no more, and you could just leave the baby there, and they can't press charges or anything like that against you or whatever. Now you can do the same thing for your mental health.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm feeling suicidal, I can go to the hospital and say, "Hey, I'm coming here for a safe place."
Yes, and that's where the 3-day law came in, where they'll, I don't want to say lock you up, but they'll
So so the 3 day
secure
law.
you for 3 days.
So for 3 days, they gonna check on my mental for 3 days, and but I have to stay there for 3 days.
Yes.
Okay. Did y'all
Mhm.
hear that on TikTok? So if you have a friend, oh, in the crisis hot, thank you, Nicole. I knew there was another one. I thought I wrote it down, but I guess I didn't. They have a crisis hotline too. So if you have
Mhm.
somebody who is really seriously having the thoughts and they're not listening, you can't really help them, and you don't feel comfortable, then you could take them to the ER. And then the ER keep them there for 3 days, and they can evaluate them and talk to them and get their mental state together. Because it's all about, like Jennifer said, the reset.
Mhm.
Guys, it's the reset. That's why it's so important how we talk to each other. I really wish I had my other one, but I don't. And I really didn't want to reach out this one, but this is the only one I have. This one is more of my big deal one. And it says, I'm a big deal. I'm God's greatest creation. Whatever's meant for me will not pass me by. I am worthy. I am confident. I am valuable. I am wonderfully made. I am powerful. I am amazing. I am loved. I am attractive. I am fearless. I am an unlimited being who creates generational wealth. Um, when you get I ams, when you get your scriptures, hey Spice, when you get your verbiage together and you write it in your planners, you write it in your journals, you put it on the screen of your phone, when you're feeling unworthy because you didn't get the job that you felt like you was qualified for, when you didn't get the raise that you felt like you deserved, when the man cheated on you who said he would never do that, when your child commits suicide, when all the things that you feel like I just can't, I am a child of God. How could this happen to me? Right? When
Mhm.
you get to that point, there may not be nothing Spice can tell you. There may not
Mhm.
be nothing Nicole can tell you, that Shelly can tell you, that Jennifer can tell you. You might have to talk to yourself.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
you're not gonna have words for yourself, God. You're not. So that's why I'm asking you why you have the words. And I have journals that I sell, but it's not even about the journals that I sell. It's about, you can go to Google and you can put in, send me up affirmations, and it will spit you out affirmations, and give it to a friend. And if you know somebody who just lost somebody, and this is the type of person who I am, if I know you going through something, I'm gonna give you something. Why? because you might not need it then, but you're gonna need it later. Why? Because I used to be you. Come
Mm.
on, come on.
Mhm.
Have
Mhm.
you been depressed before?
Yeah.
Have you been depressed before? When you've been depressed, what did you need when you was depressed? A
Mhm.
box of candy? Go get them a box of candy. When you've been
Chicken.
depressed before, Jennifer, what you wanted?
Chicken.
Some chicken. Give them a box of chicken. And
Mhm.
I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being so serious.
Mhm.
We make being a helpmate too hard, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's hey big head.
Mhm.
I'm just reaching out, big head. See what
Mhm.
you doing.
Yeah.
I'm just different inbox. Just what's up? Just letting you know
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing such and such and such. I am in I don't even want to say a sorrowful season, but I really do. Okay, Spice say send me some bluebell chocolate chip ice cream. Period. If that's what you if that made you feel better, go grab somebody some ice cream and drop it off. And then don't come in there with your words that you say you don't have to give. Don't be over there over talking people. Cause I have a crybaby spirit. So I
And
don't even
do.
take my crybaby spirit to nowhere. My neighbor lost her husband. This is a true story. I got in my vehicle 3 times, y'all, and got out of it because my spirit is so crybaby. I'm like, I cannot go down there with this lady with this accent. So guess what? She came to me. This is a true story. I am outside. Here she come. I see her coming. I couldn't even run. I was like, oh, she's trying to come here. I'm like, oh, and we talked for 2.5 hours in her car because she needed me. Because I really am a good friend.
Mhm.
I really am a good person to talk to. But every time I got ready to go talk with her, what I was knowing how much I love my husband,
Mhm.
knowing that my husband is my best friend, knowing that he is my confidant, he is my pillow talk, he's my date night,
Okay, okay, we get it. We get it. We get it. We
he's
get it.
my
Okay.
everything. And to go and talk to somebody who just lost their husband
Yeah.
30 years, Dr. Jennifer, 30 years, I couldn't do it. Every time, uh, and but when she came and she caught me off guard, we laughed and cried for over 2 hours, and it was so good,
Mhm.
you know. And I'm saying that to tell y'all that get out of your own way sometime.
Mhm.
I had to get out of my way so I can be a helper to her.
Yeah.
But if you know that you're a crybaby, pins, you can go do other things like bring chicken down there. Bring her something. Look at Jennifer like, bring me the chicken, baby. Bring me the chicken.
That's
But
right.
yeah, we got 6-7 minutes. Go ahead, Jennifer. What you got for we go out?
Sometimes it's one thing I remember a couple maybe about a month or so ago. I was on the road and my sister Nicole, her husband, who was like my brother for real. He used to years ago. He used to make these briskets, right? And I would be like, oh my God. And so, health and life happened or whatever. So he doesn't really cook anymore, whatever. So one night, me and Nicole was on the phone, and I was like, tell Harvey I said he need to make me some brisket. Now, I don't want to get too much into his position or whatever, but um in his state, he was like, all right, tell her come on through this weekend. I'm gonna go on and do that for her. What Me and Nicole both was floored because like this man
You
has
was
not
not
had
ready
any
for that.
energy, no nothing. He was just like, go to work, come home, take care of Nicole, go to, whatever. And so when he did it, like, man, let me tell you something. I went to their house, I think it was like on a Sunday, and he had made the brisket, and then Nicole had made all these fixings and trimmings and what a girl, it was like sitting at the welcome table, right? And I remember Nicole and I having this conversation. We was like, we don't even care what it tastes like. Just the fact that he did it. Like it was,
Come on now. Oh,
and
that's
it,
so
let me
good.
tell you something. When he said he would, y'all, you could have, no, I'm not going to say you could have told me I was pregnant because I don't want that. But you could have told me that my husband was on the other side of the front door. Sometimes, because sometimes I don't want that either. But I was so happy. Like I forgot about everything. And it wasn't just because of the food. It was the
So
fact, it was
good.
the
So good.
sacrifice.
So
It was,
good.
I know how you feel. I know what you're going through, but you think enough of me
About me.
to,
So
you know
good.
what I mean? And this man, when I tell you, when I went to their house on Sunday, me and her, you know how when the sisters get together, we just get to talking and
Mhm.
then he was sitting there and he was chiming in. He was like, "You need to stay at the little boy section." And I was like, "You supposed to be sick, sir. Go sit down somewhere. You done been cooking all day. I know you're tired. Go sit down because I don't want to hear what you got to say." But it's sometimes it's stuff like that
Me too,
when
Spice.
people go out of their way to do something nice for you when they don't have to. Like I tell
And they
my
don't
kids
have
all the time,
to.
people don't gotta be nice to you. Don't nobody in this world owe you a thing.
Nothing.
But if they do,
Nothing.
it's the
Nothing.
gratitude. It
So
nothing
good.
compares to it.
So good.
And in a closing thought, the Bible said David said this. He said, "Thy word have I hid in my heart, that I may not sin against you." Right? Of
Oh,
course, this was his prayer to God. But that scripture just keeps coming to my head because to me, what happens is when he says, "Thy word, God, your word, have I hid in my heart about me,
come on.
what
Come on.
you
Come on.
think about me, then I won't sin against you.
Come
Then
on.
I
So
won't
good.
defame your glory. I won't defame who you said I am. Because if you say I'm great and I say that I'm horrible, then somebody lying. And the Bible tells me that you're not a man that you should lie. So I must be
Come on.
the culprit.
Come on now.
So we have to hide God's word in our heart, hide what he says about us in our heart, that we may not sin against you. So that way we won't believe the lies that other people say, because I don't care what anybody says. At the end of the day, suicide is a spirit. I really do believe that. I do believe that it's when the enemy finds a crack
A crack.
who you are, or who, in your mindset, to make you believe the lies that he says. And for that half a second, this is just my belief. I ain't got no Bible to prove it. This is just my personal belief. I believe that for that half a second, you believe the enemy more than you believe God, and you act on that. And so, therefore, it takes less than a second for you to do harm to yourself. But
So
I want
good.
to encourage everybody on this
So good.
live tonight, everybody that's on this podcast tonight. I want you to stop thinking
Ooh.
about yourself
Come on.
and think about the people that you are leaving behind,
Come on.
because we're left with questions like, what, I wonder what was he thinking, like right before? Was there anything in his mind that said, no, you shouldn't do that? Did he think that I didn't love him? Did he think that he didn't matter? Did he think, like, we're left with more questions than we are answers. And so if you ever get to the point of suicide, or before you get to the place of numbnicity, I want you to stop and think about everybody else for just half a second, so that you can understand that you are just that important to somebody. I don't care if your man say you're ugly, you got children that love you. I don't care if your children walk away. You have so much to live for. If you just take a minute to count your blessings and close the crack of the enemy, I believe that you can survive any storm that you go through. And I'm done.
That is so good. That is so good. And I just want to add one more point to that. And if nobody else don't love you, I want you to know that you gotta love you. Because in the Bible
Mm-mm.
said that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And Jennifer
Mm-hmm.
just told you that the Bible don't lie.
Mm.
So that means you are fearfully, wonderfully, and amazingly made. And so there is none like Monique. There is none like Star. There is none like Jennifer. There's none like Spice. There's none like Nicole. There's none like Shelly. There's none like Amber. There's none like you. And so the only thing I just want to emphasize, to add to that, is there. I can never have another Jennifer on my show. There's none like Jennifer. There's none like Jennifer. I need for her to know that from every single being in me. Like, when I think of Confidence podcast, I don't care who else come on the show, there will be none like her. That's how valuable she is to me. There will be no Spice that can come on and add comments. There'll be no Jennifer. There'll be no Ambers. There'll be no Jennifers. There's another Jennifer on here. There is none like y'all. And it's so important for you to know that. And when you show up on people's podcasts, it matters. When you show up and you make comments, it matters. When it's your we appreciate you on I've said on Unmasking the Blueprint. We've been on Unmasking the Blueprint for years. We appreciate you on Confidence Women Podcast. We love you. We appreciate you. And we want you to know that God loves you more. God loves you. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problems. That's so good. We thank y'all, and we definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll be back in the same place next Tuesday. Like I said, that we have a few things that's going on this week. Look at me looking for the thing. There you go. Thank you for joining us today, the Confidence Women Podcast. Remember, your confidence is rooted in God, not in circumstances. Keep shining, keep believing, and keep walking in your confidence. Until next time, stay blessed and stay bold. And remember, share the podcast. Sharing is caring. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow, if y'all want to be a part of the release party. And then we're doing a prayer board on Thursday. I have a lot of stuff going on. I feel like there's a lot of and you said it, that there's a lot of spirits going on with suicide and depression. And so I am amping up my presence. I'm doing two things this week. I'm doing the prayer board on Thursday, and I am doing the release on Wednesday, right? Y'all go find me in Confidence on Facebook, the group, so we can do some stuff. And then for the whole month, for the next 3 months, I will be doing something twice a week so we can be busy in God, busy in our spirits, because the enemy is busy, and we're going to be busy too. Y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all next week.